Hello there everybody, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're having a good day and welcome back to another video. This is the fourth update to Scarlet International Airport, located in the East Midlands of England. And let's say we've got an interesting one for you today. Yeah, as you're soon to discover, there is chaos around the airport. We have a storm raging overhead, which is... it's racking up the bills for the airlines here. We've got lots of delays, as you're soon to discover, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting update. But before we get into the actual update, I thought we'd take a look at what's changed around the airport since the last time we were here. So after a series of discussions, the apron management team at WSI, also known as the AMT, have decided to close off the support taxiway beyond the cargo gates to reduce the surface area of taxiway needing to be maintained. The AMT also recently opened a small complex of buildings on the outskirts of the airport grounds, aimed towards providing shelter and offices for the workforce of the AMT, as well as increasing WSI's ability to temporarily store cargo from incoming DHL flights while it's being certified, before it's then loaded onto road transport and taken from the site for delivery. Next to this new development, an extra section of tarmac has been laid parallel to the service road, with the aim of storing the park and ride buses when they're not in use around the airport. So then, let's get started with the airport update, and the first aircraft we have here is a British Airways A320neo. Now this aircraft has come in from Athens. Unfortunately, it was diverted from its original destination, which was London Heathrow. The storm's been all the way up this sort of east side of the UK, so they weren't able to make the approach. But luckily they managed to divert in here just before the storm closed around here. So he is currently waiting to see if he's going to be able to head back down to Heathrow. And if it doesn't look like that's going to be possible, then the passengers will be disembarked and the delay process is going to begin, and then British Airways, I imagine, are going to want to fly the aircraft back down to Heathrow once the storm's over, so that it can continue normal operations. So then, next to him we have this Air Baltic A220-300. Now he's in the Latvia 100 livery, and this aircraft is quite a common sight to be seen at Scarlet International. Air Baltic seem to like using the specific aircraft in this livery on the route, and usually it services sort of a once daily route between here and Riga. Now the inbound flight came in this morning at about 9 AM as usual, and the return to Riga was supposed to be departing at about 2 PM, but of course it was delayed. And there was the hope that he may be able to get off before the airport closed, but airport management has just announced that there will be no more aircraft taking off this evening, so unfortunately that flight's been cancelled, and Air Baltic will have to either refund the passengers or go through the process of rescheduling the aircraft for the morning, where the forecast is looking like it will have cleared by then. At this gate then we have an Aer Lingus A320-200. Now he's arrived in from Cork earlier today, and of course is also delayed. But this aircraft was actually scheduled to be flying out to Bordeaux. Now this is sort of a positioning flight for Aer Lingus, so I believe are intending to start operating a summer Aer Lingus flight between Cork and Bordeaux in the south of France. So it looks like that's going to be a positioning flight for that, or at least trialling that out, sort of prior to the summer season next year. The final aircraft at the terminal then is this Flybe -8 Q400. This aircraft arrived in this morning from Newcastle, and the return flight has since been cancelled, and Flybe have announced that they will be transferring the passengers by coach, as opposed to having them stay overnight and fly them back up to Newcastle in the morning. So we aren't quite sure where this aircraft's going to go from here. It's likely it may end up going either back to Newcastle or down to Southampton, where quite a lot of the Q400s are starting to be based out of again, but at this point we really aren't sure. Sitting on the taxiway is this Air Canada 787-8 Dreamliner in the old colours. Now this aircraft has of course been diverted. It was heading to London from Vancouver, and unfortunately, like the British Airways aircraft we saw earlier, it had to be diverted because the weather was too bad to make the approach. So he's here for now. It's been confirmed that he won't be taking off again this evening, so the passengers are being disembarked as we speak, and I believe they'll be transferred down to London by coach. Just sticking its white tail out of the maintenance hangar is this A330-200. Now this is of KLM's, and this arrived about 10 days ago for some unscheduled maintenance. It was operating a flight from Amsterdam over to Edmonton, and while over the UK it experienced a hydraulic failure and had to divert here. So WSI maintenance have been taking care of it for KLM, and it was scheduled to be departing today back over to Amsterdam, but unfortunately, of course, because of the weather, it has had to be delayed its departure. So we are sure going to have a busy morning tomorrow, hopefully when the storm's blown over and all these aircraft are going to be departing. The last aircraft of today's update then is a well-known site at WSI. This is the DHL 737-200 freighter, and he is currently being loaded up for a cargo flight down to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Now this flight was of course delayed because of the weather, but it hasn't been so bad, as it would have departed at sort of around 2 AM in the morning anyway, so it's only facing sort of a 5-hour delay, which compared to some of the other aircraft here really isn't that bad. So then guys, that's where I'm going to wrap this video up. I do hope you enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed filming this one. It's been a little bit different, quite technically challenging, so I'm sure there are definitely going to be some bloopers. Well, there are. Obviously I've just filmed the video. There are a huge numbers of bloopers to put at the end, so I'll put some at the end. And if you are interested in seeing sort of a little bit more how I shot this video, then I may even consider making another one about it. But for now, that's going to be all for me. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this similar format. If you've got any suggestions, please do leave them in the comments down below. But for now, I'm out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. They'll be transferred down to London. Come on. Transferred. Ow. Sitting on the taxiway is the liner, and this has been... Next up then, we have this...
So goodbye for us. You have to say it, baby.